Well, welcome back to another episode of Pixel Peak. I'm the guy with the buy, Jake from Jake's Computer Shack. Need hardware? I'm him. Need software? I'm also him. Need games? Not even a question. Though keep the ROMs out of the picture, Don't need no Nintendo barking up my door with a cease and desist, if you know what I mean. Oh, looks like I actually got a customer for a change.
Hello, is this the address for Jake's Computer Shack?
Yep. What can I do for you?
I'm actually here to protest. Down with computers.
Hey. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
That's exactly why I'm here. My little boy Timmy gets no sleep anymore because he's too busy grinding this StarCraft. Whatever happened to the days of playing ball with your kid, huh?
I hear you. And I'm gonna quell the concerns here. And now I've got this little regimen I could run by you, but it'll cost you.
What does this regimen entail?
Well, we'll hook you up with the latest gaming news before showing you what's hot in the industry with our indie game showcase. Now, you seem like a guy who enjoys a good argument.
That I do.
Perfect. Controllers. Love them, hate them. We're discussing them afterwards. We need to get our jam on with some good old-fashioned Guitar Hero. And finally, we'll take it back to the dinosaur days with a retro rewind on Klonoa 1 for the PS1.
Wait, but how does this get me to stop?
Never mind that. On with the episode.
With more and more developers pulling out of this year's program, it may come as no surprise that E3 has officially been canceled this year. The only comment from the event organizers was that they did not simply garner the sustained interest necessary to execute it in a way that would showcase the size, strength, and impact of the game industry. This marks the fourth year in a row that E3 has been canceled.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie has finally been released, and the public seems to be enthralled with Nintendo's first foray into the film industry since 1993. The film has grossed an estimated $368 million worldwide, becoming the highest grossing animated film, beating Frozen 2's previous record of $358 million.
Footage from an internal Sega meeting has allegedly leaked, revealing quite a few interesting pieces of potential news. The highlight of said leak include footage of a potential remake of Persona 3 and a new entry in the Jet Set Radio franchise. Some recently registered trademarks seem to line up with this new leak, which could add some credibility with official announcements imminent.
Despite the PlayStation Vita's shortcomings, it seems Sony is potentially developing a new handheld based on the cloud gaming. The handheld would not be a device that is able to play games on its own, but rather a handheld used to stream PS5 games to a second screen. This would make the new handheld most similar to the Wii U, which was also deemed a failure by Nintendo. Now that you're in the know with the industry, you still want to hear more?
I came here to protest games, not learn.
Great, he's in. Interest fee is $500.
But I don't even have.
Can we get a Hollow Knight indie showcase on aisle 5? Thinking this guy needs to learn his Metroidvanias.
Meteoroid, what now?
On with it.
This is Hollow Knight. It may look like a simple game about some bugs. This game has lore as deep as its map. Being the first game developed by Team Cherry, you play as the Knight. Not to be confused with the Hollow Knight, which is one of the major bosses at the end of the game. So grab a rope because we're going to descend into this crawling world of bugs. Hollow Knight is a 2D Metroidvania game that may look easy but is not. Think of it like a two-dimensional Dark Souls game. The benches act as bonfires and the death system is similar with currency where when you die you have to go find what is called your shade. You have to fight and kill your shade to get back what is called Geo. If you die twice in a row, you lose everything. Oh, did I also mention that all the voice lines in this game are a made-up language? Bafanada.
Bafanada.
You start in a fading town called Dirtmouth, where an old bug gives you some lore about an old kingdom that died long ago. So not heeding any warning, you hop down an old well. Totally not familiar to any other game. Dark Souls 2. Once you've descended down the well, you find yourself approaching the Black Egg Temple. From the start of the game, you know exactly where it's going to end. Because of the opening cutscene, of course. The egg is sealed by 3 masks. Next up, you get lost. That's right. Yeah, the next 2 hours of this game are just you being lost. You just gotta power through it. This is how the game weeds out the people who aren't going to be committed. The map looks simple enough and small, but oh boy, does this baby keep expanding. After wandering around, you'll eventually find your first boss. No, not Gruz's mother. Nasty thing. I'm talking about the false knight. After beating him, you'll notice that it's more of bug that meets the eye. Ugh. You wander down Green Path for a while on the Pilgrim's Way, but don't forget to stop and take in the scenery as well. Part of the appeal of this game is the artwork and the soundtrack. Just take this side in for a second. Great ambience. I could sit here for hours. Onward. You'll eventually run into a character named Hornet. She'll lead you on. I don't just mean flirting. You two face off, and she'll more than likely hand your tail in to you a couple times. But I'm a vet, so I can do this with my eyes closed. You didn't see that. You defeat her, and finally get your dash ability. Now the game is getting interesting. With the first appearance of the Dreamers. Follow Hornet, like a stalker, to the entrance of a city and the end of the Pilgrim's Way. But she can do parkour, and you cannot. Yet. You need to find the Mantis village, and these guys are born killers. Break and enter into their village, you can find a Mantis claw. Wall jump. The wall jump feels great. Where it works how you think a claw latching onto a wall would, you slide down. Challenge the Mantis Lords, the leader of this killer tribe. This one will probably give you a run for your money. After defeating them and earning the respect of the Lords, we can finally go to the City of Tears. And also, the Mantises, Manti? Either way, they won't attack you anymore. We're finally into the City of Tears. And we're trapped in the City of Tears. I mean, the city is beautiful and always raining, yet it's underground. We find ourselves having another, yet the last encounter from Hornet. For a while, she tells you to meet her where ash falls to be marked to open the doors to the truth, then leaves. How vague and mysterious. We just love that, don't we? After stumbling into the Soul Sanctum and, ooh, listen to that soundtrack kick in. There's these grubby little mistakes. Don't touch me. No. I mean, they're actually called mistakes. It's written here. At the top of the Soul Sanctum, you find nothing. Oh my god. After taking his lunch money, you can finally unlock what is called the what? Phase 2, baby. Well, that's enough excitement and all the spoilers you're getting out of me until you play the game. Like, literally, like, if you don't want to play it at this point, then I didn't do my job very well. And, they don't pay me, so. You saw the dash and the wall jump, but the game gives you even more. Later on, you get a double jump, and there's even spells, of which you can upgrade each one time, followed by a crystal dash. You can even upgrade your nail a plethora of times. This game has insane diversity in its map. You have a city, sewers, the closest thing to hell I've ever seen. I mean, Deep Nest. I hope you like spiders. And one of my favorite is a beehive. All of which have their own soundtrack, an ambient environment with plenty of secrets and custom bosses and enemies, 159 enemies and bosses to be exact, with there rarely ever being a reskinned enemy. The soundtrack of this game is one of the best, if not the best, I have ever heard. Every area, every sub-area in an area all has a song to go with it. There's never a dull moment, which makes the game all the more eerie when you find yourself somewhere in silence. Don't even get me started on the Mantis Lord's boss theme. That thing goes crazy. I mean, Jake's Pizza Tower has absolutely nothing on this game. Literally nothing. The developers of this game were kind enough to release all 4 of its DLCs for free. Hidden Dreams, Grim Troop, Lifeblood, and God Home. While Hidden Dreams was a smaller DLC and Lifeblood focused on overhauling certain aspects, the Grim Troop and Godhome added a considerable amount of new content. The Grim Troop has the arrival of a devious circus troupe into the game, and the DLC even has 2 endings depending on if you can beat its final boss, Nightmare King Grim, or if you give up. Then you have the Godhome DLC, which adds a boss rush coliseum hidden inside the mind of a worm locked away in a junk pit. Like, what? I hope you were able to take all of that in, because I barely covered a dime of this massive and incredible game. Now, if you're aching for more, like me, a sequel, Hollow Knight Silksong, was announced in 2019, but there is still not a release date announced. There's promise that it'll come out by June, but hey, it's really all just speculation at this point after Team Cherry has been silent for 3 years. But you know, we wait patiently. Well, that's all the time I have on this week's episode of Pixel Peaks Indie Showcase. I've been your host, Jack Thornton, and thank you for watching.
Hey, buddy,
Yeah?
what you buying?
What do you mean?
Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, you want it, I got it.
Is this legal?
Sure. It's not like I'm selling you knockoffs, pal. This is the real stuff right here.
Can I at least know what these controllers do?
Sure thing. Here's what the people on Pixel Peak have to say about the game controllers.
Controllers. There's a lot of them out there, and today I'm with the crew of Pixel Peak right now to discuss all of them, or at least the opinions, as in what the best controller might be. For today's discussion, I'm Josh Diamond, and on my left here we have
John Luke.
and our lovely people over here.
Jack Thornton.
I'm Kylie Carner.
Game controllers. Okay, so right off the bat, I feel like there's ones that kind of stand the test of time and everything like that. Low key, I'm looking at the GameCube controller. Straight up.
Or getting straight into it like that? You don't even.
What
give
about
it a
the
chance?
Wii
You're just gonna
controller?
hop on
Well,
the
the
GameCube's throat like that?
Yeah, 100%.
I like a GameCube controller.
I mean, yeah, the GameCube is pretty high,
The
but
what?
then it looks like. I mean, look at it.
I think it looks pretty cool.
It looks like you're playing with 2 dongles.
You think it's tacky?
No, I think it's.
Feel it. Hold it. Let
What's
it
it?
touch you.
I'm not giving it back now.
What's your favorite controller then?
I guess the Atari. Like 2 buttons.
You're a simple man then. What makes you
That's the
really?
worst take
When was the last time
I've
you touched
ever
an Atari controller?
Never.
I would say December.
I also touched an Atari controller in December. I had one in my dorm for a little bit.
That's
Hey, Kylie,
crazy.
what do you think is the best controller?
I like the Wii controller. I think it's classic. It's very nostalgic for me. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's a big reason why I'm nostalgia blind.
Sounds
But
pretty biased.
it is. I just admitted that, Jack.
You
It's
can't
biased.
objectively say what controller is better, so it is 100% a bias. You
This is all just
silly mongrel.
a
What are
discussion
you
of
talking
bias.
about? This isn't objective.
Yes, it is.
You said Atari,
You did
Yeah, I
say
was-
Atari.
Yeah.
which
'Cause
is
it's
a
classic.
classic.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put
it's-
Drano in all of your drinks from here on out.
That's crazy. John, what's your favorite controller?
I grew up on the Xbox, so
The 360 here?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Give him the controller.
please. I hate you.
Oh my god.
I don't know. It just feels good. Feels natural. My hands are really sweaty. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
They're always sweaty.
They're very
Yeah. That's
sweaty.
normal.
That's why you're losing
They're all
Valorant.
wet.
That
I
is
don't
why
play Valorant anymore. Okay.
That's behind
Yeah, the game
Wait.
quit. You didn't quit the game.
All right.
Actually, my favorite controller is a mouse and keyboard.
Okay.
WASD and
Yeah.
arrows.
Yeah, for real. Through and through. Okay, here's a question I have for everyone. What's the first controller you ever broke?
Never broken a
I've never
I've
broken
never
a
broken a
controller. That's just
controller.
you.
Just y'all? Wait, just me? Just me?
I mean,
Really?
Just
okay.
you.
I
I've
guess.
broken so many.
I mean, I've
technically
like they've
speaking, it
How?
broken, but I've never like broken.
I don't have
Do you
like
not
not at
wear
a
the
rage.
Wii
I've
strap?
dropped an Xbox controller to the point I get stick drift. That's irreparable.
Okay, well, all of you should be saying that you.
Stick drift just happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's okay.
It happens faster if you drop it.
I would say so. Okay, here. Really? Okay,
Do you,
I'm.
do you just rage quit and throw
No, I
controller
don't.
at
That's
wall?
the thing. It's just. I'm just gaming too hard. But no, there's
I
just
did.
just a lot of use. I don't know. Really? You've never like.
No, Josh.
You
was
mean like?
just
What do you
you.
mean like
Like, are you-
mashed it like snapped?
Are you like gripping it?
No, like
You
the
just-
L button doesn't
You know, it'd
work
actually be
anymore.
pretty impressive if you like.
Oh,
Why was
wait.
your L button not working?
No, I don't know. Like.
I take it back. I take it back.
Is it-
I spilled Dr. Pepper on Xbox controller one time, and those buttons are so sticky.
You should just put it in rubbing alcohol.
Or don't.
know if that would help.
That's no.
What's fine? Well then, if no one's broken a controller besides a Dr. Pepper slippage and my tirade, what would you say the rarest controller you own is?
Rarest
The NES
that I
system one.
own?
This one right here.
Yeah.
The right here.
Yes.
What can you tell us about this in terms of
Um,
ergonomic design? That's the E word that I'm using.
It's a little bit. Here, can I see it?
Of course.
Compared to some of the newer stuff like the Xbox PS4 controller, Xbox and PlayStation, I guess, it's a little more clunky. It doesn't fit in your hands as naturally, but who cares?
A lot of people.
I feel like a lot of people,
lot of
right?
people.
That was like the
Because
complaint.
it's just such a classic.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the whole thing with the NES though was like
I think the beauty of it is that it's simple.
true. Honestly, simplicity overall. But that's
Yeah.
like the thing with the Atari, right?
Okay, but then
That's
like
fair.
this Nintendo Switch controller or like the separate Joy-Cons?
Pro controller all day. I'm sorry.
Pro controller.
As someone with
really?
small hands too, pro controller all day. Kylie, didn't you say earlier that half a Joy-Con was the move?
Well, what can I say?
Like wait, like
It's
holding an
efficient.
individual Joy-Con like
Yes.
that? That's for like party games and like Monopoly or.
Well,
One of my friends
Party.
plays Smash like that.
That's
he
so
only does
weird.
it that way.
You-
His minds are so crazy. I don't
It's
know
efficient.
why he. Is it? It just
No.
doesn't feel good. It's so small.
I mean, like how you said that's uncomfortable. I feel like one small Joy-Con in your hand.
I need like a massive controller that's like this big, where you have to like use like your hands to press buttons.
Okay, yeah, all right.
wait, that reminds me of that mini game where you like we were Mario and Luigi and you have to climb and like flip the things.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, on that note, that'll be all the time we have for on game controller discussion. Let us know what your favorite controller is in the comments below.
Oh my god, I love Led Zeppelin.
I was playing Metallica.
Oops. Well, as a concerned parent, I only let my kids listen to Demiurge.
Well, that's too bad. There's none of that in this next upcoming segment. Tony, fetch me my guitar.
Are you about to shred live on air?
Guitar Hero, buddy. Buttons, not strings.
Hey guys, what's up? Sick Jake here. I have a tremendously bad fever. Not doing so hot. With a headache and all that jazz. So I had we had a big plan to do me versus John. John, who is a actual musician. He is like, you know, like actually good at music. I planned on coming in as like some fake British rock star and like come in with a keyboard as my instrument. Yeah, it was gonna be fun to do, but I got like real bad sick, so this is gonna be more of a chill kind of gameplay. I'm gonna run a few songs on Clone Hero and see how well I can do. Hopefully my color commentary will be funny enough, but yeah, let's get right into it. What song should I pick? Let's do a cute easy one. All right, not doing so hot starting, but it's all right. That was not very good. See if I can crush this solo. Nope. Not great. Oh, God. No. Oh, yeah, that sucked. Oh. You know, we take that. C's get degrees, baby. That was a little difficult. I'll explain why after this. There you go. That wasn't too bad. Not a very impressive showing from my end, unfortunately. But, you know. Okay, so as you probably heard, I'm using a keyboard. I hold it like this, like a guitar. I press like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the colored buttons, and then I press backspace for the strum. I don't have enough money for a guitar and the dongle and stuff, but you know, it's cool. Yeah, that was not very good. It could have been better. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. So, you know how, like, on Guitar Hero, you could, like, strum it really fast? Yeah, I don't got that. I gotta press backspace really, really fast. So, let me just... Ready? Yeah, so that's kind of the vibe. All right, let's try it for real this time. For real. All right, hold on. One more time. For real this time. There we go. Missed a note as soon as I said it. It's fine. Bro, I'm choking pretty bad. All right, here. Yeah, I got this. Oh, yeah. I'm hitting every note for sure. Ah! Okay. Oh, okay. All right. All right, missed a note, but it's fine. But like that little section, I kind of went a little nuts in that section. I mean, ignore this. Focusing. Ooh. Yeah, I got this. Oh yeah, no, hold on. Watch this. This is a good song. Watch this. Ready? Watch this sick song. Here we go. It's pretty good. I'll flip a coin. I don't have a coin. I have this guy. So, rack bug up is gonna be this one, and then the tails is the other one. Okay, I'm gonna try that again. I hit my monitor. Oh, it was heads. It's this one. I hit my monitor again, by the way. Ooh, little bit nasty. Nope. All right. My motor functions do not work as well as I would like them to. Oh my god. That was probably the best I've done that solo, to be honest with you. I messed up a few times, but that was kind of nuts. All right, yeah. So that was Clone Hero. As you can see, pretty fun game. All of these songs were from a YouTube channel called Gametal. He makes metal remixes of video game music. I'll put his like channel on the screen. I'm sick. This has been Jake. Catch you guys back into the studio where I play a stupid character.
I won't lie. Even by my standards, you can shred.
Come on now. How do you even think I got this store?
An honest means of living?
Hell no. The black market.
Oh god, it's horrible. Shady intent. I can't do it.
Listen, we're almost done with your commencement. Just one more step. We're taking it old school with Klonoa, Door to the Phantomile on the PS1.
Have you ever woken up from a dream, only to realize you can't remember any of it? What if we lived in a world where no one ever remembered their dreams? Is there such a place? Maybe not in our reality, but this is the exact concept of the setting of this week's game. A beautiful, blue-skied paradise, the world of Phantomile is fueled by the energy of its inhabitants' dreams. It's also the home of our main character that the game is named after, an adorable, anthropomorphic cat-like creature by the name of Klonoa. The game's production was directed by Hideo Yoshizawa, a Japanese game producer most famously known for his work on the Ninja Gaiden series. At the start of development, the only goal he had was to create an action game, but as they worked, he noticed an untapped opportunity to make the game something special. On the PlayStation market at the time, games were only marketed to one demographic, either children or adults, and Yoshizawa thought, why not both? It took a lot of trial and error to accomplish this feat, and the developers worked hard to make the game, and Klonoa himself, simple and fun enough for kids, while still capturing the attention of their older audiences. Yoshizawa also aimed to set Klonoa running at 60 frames per second to further set it apart from the other titles, most of which were running at half of that. Eventually they were satisfied, and after about 2 years of hard work, Namco officially released Klonoa Door to Phantomile on December 11th, 1997 for the Sony PlayStation. Klonoa lives a simple and easy life with his grandpa in the wind village of Phantomile called Breezegale. That is, until one day when he dreams that an airship crashes in the nearby Bell Hill and covers his beautiful world in a cloud of darkness. Weirdly enough, this is the one dream that he's ever still remembered by morning. And even weirder, the events of the dream are coming true in his reality. After he hears the familiar crash and goes searching for it, Klonoa eavesdrops on an evil spirit by the name of Gaudius, who plans to turn Phantomile into a world of nightmares by awakening the evil Nahatum. It becomes Klonoa's mission, accompanied by his new friend Hugh-Pow, to defeat Gaudius and prevent the path of destruction he plans to leave behind him. The player navigates Klonoa through 6 different stages and multiple different boss fights. In each level, the player gets to explore the 4 other kingdoms of Phantomile, rescue all of the imprisoned characters, and form new friendships with whoever they save. And with all of their colorful designs and eccentric personalities, you can't help but love each character you encounter, even the evil ones. While this is an action game, the combat itself is easy to grasp. Klonoa's only weapon is his wind ring that shoots wind bullets at enemies and inflates them. Once inflated, these enemies become throwable objects, which are used to collect hidden items, perform double jumps, or be thrown at other enemies and bosses. This keeps the game from becoming overly complex or confusing, but still provides for some puzzling obstacles the player must strategically work through. In fact, the gameplay feels like many other side-scrolling platform games of the 90s, with just one notable difference. Instead of sticking to just 2D or 3D, Klonoa makes use of both perspectives. Klonoa can only be moved left and right along a 2D plane, but the digital environment around him is 3D rendered. The paths curve and branch off from one another, and you can even see paths in the background that you'll explore in the future. This trait of the game allows for a more immersive experience overall by prompting players to look beyond the foreground. A 2.5D perspective was not a new idea. Games like Pandemonium and Spider the video game utilized it before Klonoa was released. But in the gaming community, many consider Klonoa to be the first series to successfully pull it off. The game does a great job at immersing the player into the storyline, and just the world of Phantomile in general. For a side-scrolling game, there's some insane attention to detail in every aspect, especially the background. From a world-building standpoint, there are a bunch of things we can pick up on that make it seem like we're exploring a real place, bustling with real life. Compared to other games being released at the time, critics thought that Klonoa lacked any innovation, with the concept and story being too simplistic for their tastes. They liked the direction it went in, but ultimately the combat and plotline did little to win them over. Some even thought the cuteness of the game was excessive and too distracting to be enjoyable. So Klonoa was too cute. Is that even possible? Anyways, all of these overly critical reviews beg the question, did any of them even play the game? Underneath Klonoa's cute and fluffy exterior is a touching story of grief, loss, and betrayal, with a twist ending so shockingly complex for a game where the characters speak gibberish and look like this. For those who have never played the game, in a heartbreaking cutscene after the final boss fight, Klonoa slips on a banana peel and spontaneously combusts, destroying his home and everything he loves. Just kidding. Don't worry, I won't outright spoil the ending, but I will warn you to have some tissues ready. But all I'm saying is that for the emotional masterpiece that Klonoa turns out to be, I don't think critics ever gave it enough credit. In the late 90s and early 2000s, 6 additional games were released on top of Door to Phantomile, most of which being smaller side stories. But in 2001, Namco released a direct sequel called Klonoa 2: Lunatea's Veil that looked and played very similar to the original. The second game was widely beloved, maybe even more than the first. So not only was Door to Phantomile remade for the Wii in 2008, but in 2022, the Klonoa Fantasy Revere series was released on a bunch of platforms, and featured remastered versions of the original game and its sequel. So if you're looking for a few hours of laid-back gameplay, look no further than Klonoa Door to Phantomile. This charming little game is nothing short of a good time.
Surely there's no way you've successfully convinced me that video games are actually a worthwhile and interesting medium.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the birth of a certified gamer. You've done it all. You've run the gauntlet. And now, for the ritual.
The what now?
I'm sending you to an unparalleled dimension of brain rot. You'll be sure to become sweaty.
This is ridiculous. Do you really believe your shady practices have worked? Blasphemous.
Oh yeah? What year did Super Mario Bros. Release?
1985.
Wonderful. My work here is done. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time I have for today. I've been Jake from Jake's Computer Shack.
And I'm Connor Lim, certified gamer.